These are the types of threads on that incels.is forum where these men commonly celebrate when women are victims of violence. Right here you see someone posting and cheering on a video where women are knocked out and beaten. Most of these clips, the woman didn't even attack first, but were either hit over words or sucker punched for no reason. That's what these men on this incel site look up to. And there are a bunch of other users here calling it based for those women to be randomly attacked. Not one user said something along the lines of, hey, maybe you are going too far. I understand we have problems attracting women, but you shouldn't think random violent attacks on women are a good thing. Not one of them said that. They would probably get banned from the forum if they said that. So the admins on that incel site pretty much mandate extreme hate speech and glorification of violence against women. Apparently, that's what it takes to be an incel according to the leaders of that site. And if anyone has a problem with it, they get kicked out. That doesn't even count as free speech since you are not even allowed to oppose the misogyny. Looks like they want the definition of incel to be synonymous with misogynist. Looks like they want everyone to view incels that way. And plenty of these misogynistic incel men are here on YouTube as well. Like I keep showing how they praise the mass shooter called Mark Lupine, who killed 14 women at a university in 1989. And they are saying total void death. But misandry and the kill all men hashtag are somehow the problem when barely any woman says that. Incels prove that men are more hateful towards women than the other way around. You don't see women creating these hateful forums about men, engaging in extreme hate speech against men, and celebrating when men are victims of violence. You don't see women committing mass shootings against men like men have done to women. Men clearly do worse things to women, and they still feel entitled to spread more hate against women. These incels have lost their minds this past year and a half. They are out of control in 2026, and they need to be put in check. What these men are doing against women is utterly unjustified and out of proportion in reaction to women's rejection of them. If I ever find any of these guys, I'm going to fucking do to them worse than what happened to those women in this video. I swear. I wish these evil cowards would wear some kind of uniform to identify themselves so I wouldn't feel the temptation to attack random young men on the streets due to my built up anger, thinking about all this misogyny and how badly women are treated. These men who are violent against women or support violence against women are the lowest of the low. They deserve capital punishment. What kind of evil piece of shit do you have to be to support violent hate crimes against a demographic of people who commit way less violent crime themselves? Sometimes all these evil men who make misogynistic posts on the internet and the men who commit violent crimes and murders against women that I see on the news all the time make me really do wish the male sex went extinct. Sometimes I do wish for the Y chromosome virus because so many men have no respect for human life, for women's lives, all because women rejected them and not because women did anything violent to them. Men have shortchanged women by a long shot. I say every act of misogyny and violence against women must be avenged. None of these evil men should be allowed to get away with what they do to women. None of them. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If I were a woman and I were among the 99th percentile of women when it came to physical power, I would definitely be committing hate crimes against men to avenge members of the female sex because I would feel cursed as a woman due to all these incels hating me merely for existing as a female and the fact that the world revolves around the male sex and women are still being treated like second-class citizens all over the world. Women are the ones who have it harder, not men. The manosphere brainwashed men to think males have it harder and that women need to suffer because of that, when we clearly already see a countless amount of women suffering every day. The only people who aren't suffering are these cowardly, misogynistic keyboard warriors who have way too much time on their hands, who don't have to be held accountable for their actions. There needs to be harsher punishments for men who commit violent crimes against women, and this incels.is website needs to shut down. They are nothing but misogynistic terrorists who admit that they hate women for existing, and these misogynistic incels should not be allowed on YouTube either. These men who agree with what Mark Lepine did should be banned from YouTube forever. But if you think misogynists should have the right to free speech, then don't complain about misandry, especially the misandry on my channel. If assaults and murders against women can be celebrated, then so can assaults and murders against men. If women can't have basic human rights, then neither should men.